What if I told you that 90% of startups fail not because of bad ideas, but because they fail to look in the mirror? I am going to share the exact diagnostic tool we use at Doola that has helped us scale to a valuation of $100 million. Hey, my name's Arjun. I'm the CEO and founder of doola.com, a venture-backed fintech startup here in New York that's raised over $13 million. Today, I'm going to share the exact quarterly diagnostic tool we use at Doola that has transformed the way we operate internally and created more alignment than I ever thought was possible. The moment I realized that something had to change is, in one of our weekly all hands, which we call a Roomba, I decided to do some trivia. And the trivia was asking the company, what are our 6 core values? Now, I thought this was obvious because every week there was a slide with our 6 core values, but not a single person in the company could actually name all 6. When I saw this, I thought, holy crap, the core values are the internal operating system. What are the other things in the company that people might not know? The vision, next quarter's rocks or objectives and key results, the way we hire, the way we retain people. If these things aren't known by all, that inherently means we're probably not all pointing and swimming in the same direction. So I did some research, and thankfully I came across this book called Traction by Gino Wickman. And in this book, there was this framework, full credit to this framework. There was a method called the Organizational Checkup, which is a 20-question questionnaire that you ask your team every quarter that allows you to measure how you are doing as a company in terms of overall alignment. Now, I actually want to share these 20 questions with you and explain how this entire process works and how you can implement it into your company. Step 1 of the framework is take the temperature. You might look at these questions and say, oh crap, we're going to score really poorly here, but that's okay. You got to take the temperature. You have to know where you're starting. And the good news is it can only go up from here. So let's actually go through these questions and go through how this survey works. Now, these 20 questions must be answered on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 is weak, 5 is strong. Now, we have a full link in the description below, but we're also popping it on the screen here. You can pause the video if you'd like and look at all 20 questions. But again, at the end of the video, you can head to the description. You can grab the full PDF on your own. Now, the coolest thing is about these questions is they cover the entire business, everything from the vision to your finances to how you're retaining people. Really, people, product, processes, data, everything is covered there. So it's really a holistic checkup tool. It's a diagnostic tool. Like I said earlier, it's a way to look in the mirror every single quarter. And here's the cool thing about this. There's this quote from John Dewey I heard, which is stuck in my head. Learning doesn't happen by doing. Learning happens during reflection. Think about that. Pretty wild, but you're only learning if you actually stop and reflect. So I think of this 20-question survey as a quarterly way to learn, to reflect, and to look in the mirror. And again, this isn't about being right or wrong, it's about being real. So send this survey to start. Even if you think the score is going to be bad, you got to set your baseline. Step 2 is calculating the baseline. So what you're going to do is take all the scores across the company. This is how most companies score. You check the score ranges. So there's 20 questions. The max you can get on each question is a 5. Let's say every person in the company gave every question a 5. 5 times 20 is 100. Blend that over the number of people. That's 100 out of 100. Again, if every person gave a 1, that'd be a 20 out of 100 on each question. Let's break down the score ranges. If you scored between 20 to 34%, major improvement is needed, but don't worry, this is where most people start. If you scored between 35 to 49%, this is normal, but you clearly have significant room to grow, and you probably want to grow because you're watching this video. If you scored between 50 to 64%, you're above average, but obviously there's still opportunities. If you scored between 65 to 79%, you are well above average, and if you hit 80 to 100%, this is high performance, the goal. Notice how high performance is 80% plus. Again, you don't even have to be at 100 out of 100 to have a massive impact in the company. When we first took this test, we actually scored in the 50s. So we were above average, but we definitely had opportunities. Now, next time we take this test, we actually are likely going to score, I would think, in the 80s. So I'm excited to see this next test because we've done a ton of work implementing things. And again, everyone starts from a different place. You have to establish the baseline. Step 3 is identify gaps. You've taken the survey, your team has taken the survey, now you actually have to go through and look for gaps. This is what I found to be the most helpful. There's going to be certain questions where you notice answers are clustered. So a certain question might have a ton of 5s with some 4s and 3s. That's typically a good thing. Most people in the company are aligned in one place. I think the most interesting questions, though, are when there's a spread, meaning some people say it's a 5, some say it's a 1, or everything's huddled in the middle, because that means something clearly isn't hitting. If you have everything grouped towards 5 or even grouped towards 3, you at least know most people are in a similar position, but I like to look for questions with spread. So remember, it's one thing to do the survey, but don't just do the survey to check the box. Actually sit down with your head of people or sit down by yourself if it's just you and actually look at the questions and understand where are people misaligned. And I would focus as much energy on things that are 1 or 2 and getting them up to 3 or 4 versus taking something that's a 4 and moving it to 5. If you have a ton of 4s but some 2s or 1s, those are areas that you need to address immediately. And step 4 is to track quarterly progress. This is not a one-time thing. It's a quarterly diagnostic tool. So every quarter, this should become part of your company's DNA. And the coolest thing is, every quarter, you will see results, because every quarter you're stopping to look in the mirror, you're stopping to reflect, and the team will overall appreciate that you as a leader are trying to improve these things quarter after quarter. And that is the tool we used, the organizational checkup method, to build a $100 million company here at Doola. It still is very early, but I cannot wait to look forward for 3 years from now and see our scores, which likely, I would predict, would be 90 to 100. We'll be operating at an even higher level. And that's exciting to me, because if we're achieving what we're achieving now with a score of over 50, imagine what we can do when we're closer to 100. That's a wrap. Again, this is an incredible tool. Every leader I know wants the full team aligned and pointing in the same direction. This is your cheat code to actually ensuring and seeing if that's happening in practice. And again, if you want the exact 20 question template, head down to the description. I have a free link for you below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found value, please like and subscribe. I post content like this every single week. And if you yourself are scaling your business or starting one, that's why my company Doola exists. We are a business in a box. You can schedule a free demo with our team online at our website, link down below at doola.com. Last but not least, I like hacks. If you like hacks too for your business, I also write a newsletter called the 2-Minute Business Hack, where every week I drop one actionable hack that you can implement right away. That link is also down below. Thank you so much again for watching. If you have any questions or comments, I'm an open book. You can comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video.